Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PowerDrift and welcome to another PowerDrift QuickEase. This is a fairly familiar car by now. This is the Mahindra XEV9E that we've all known about, but this is different because what we're looking at today is the Pack 2 variant of the XEV9E. As you know, you have Pack 1, Pack 2 and Pack 3. Pack 3 is something that deliveries have commenced for and you guys have really liked the car. We're still to review it on an extensive basis, but today we're looking at the Pack 2 variant of the XEV9E. So I'm going to start off with all the visual changes because, well, there are no visual changes, and that is great to know because usually when you have mid variants or low variants of cars do miss out on some visual bits here and there from the flagship variant, but Mahindra is not compromised on that. So you get that huge LED DRL with the headlamps housed under it. So you have these small cube-like elements, sort of diamondy shaped, and then you have a projector right there, that closed off grille, these tiny elements going on the underneath as well. Very, very nice looking car. I have personally liked both the cars, this and the 6E, but you tell me in the comments what you feel about them. Moving on, they haven't even compromised on the size of the wheel or the design. So those aero wheels that we've seen earlier on the flagship variant, the 19-inch wheel, it's still the same alloy. Moving on to the back, everything, literally everything about the car is identical. So at the back also you get this huge tail lamp. Everything, as I said earlier, reiterating myself, but the larger changes on this lie on the inside. So let's quickly get in, Benny, and show them what the actual changes are. So now we meet you on the inside of the XEV9E, and the large change is the seat colors and the upholstery. So this material, if you've seen the XEV, or rather the BE6, sorry for the confusion, but this material is fairly familiar because this comes straight from the BE6, and you have this sort of military green or sort of this green upholstery going on all throughout the cabin. This sort of reminds me of the Defender Octa, especially this color, because that's the same color that's on the Defender Octa. Oh, by the way, that video is going to be dropping soon. It's a banger. You guys must watch it. But yeah, apart from that, everything else on the inside, literally everything stays the same. So you have the same amount of storage, those three 12.3-inch screens, that ginormous display that starts from the driver, goes all the way to the passenger. That steering wheel, of course, that has the green going on as well. With this element also, I really like it. It gives it that sporty feel. But there's one more change. If you sort of pan up, the fixed glass roof that we've seen on the XEV9E and the BE6 as well, that usually on the flagship variant has these colorful lights going on inside of that. You don't get it in this, and that's definitely not a deal breaker, but yeah, that is something that you get to see as a different thing on the mid variant of the XEV9E. But yeah, apart from that, I mean, space is great. Now I'm going to just adjust the seat to my liking, which is go in the lower setting, get the seat back slightly up, and the steering wheel slightly above. And yeah, the seating position is great. I've always liked the seating position in the XEV9E. Never driven one though yet, and I will be driving one very, very soon. But now let's move on to the back and show you what space is like on the back. By the way, this seat is now set to my driving position. Moving on to the back now. Now we're in the second row of the XEV9E, and there is a little extra usage of that fabric-ish material that Mahindra has been going for, like in the front as well. And now moving on to the back, you have that nice green going on with those diamond-like textures in the middle, this metal bit here. And yeah, but apart from that, there's a lot of room for me to sit. I'm 6'1", and with that glass roof, you sort of opened up the cabin very, very well, as you all know Mahindra has. But yeah, I have a lot of headroom, knee room and leg room all over. So yeah, overall, great place to be in for sure. I'm just going to quickly close the door for reference. And yeah, apart from all of this, things that remain are what you all know about. So you have your ADAS suite, that the ADAS Plus, or rather the ADAS Level 2 Plus that the XEV9E Pack 3 gets. That is something this misses out on, while this gets the ADAS Level 2, which is very similar, or rather the same exact thing that you get on Mahindra's ICE vehicles, so like the XEV700, the Scorpio N and the Thar Rocks. The ADAS suite that those cars get, that is what this gets. Yeah, and now I'm going to quickly get out of the car and tell you more about all of the packs and the prices and all of that. So quickly, let's get to the front of the car. Okay, now I'm going to quickly take my phone out because Mahindra has given us a lot of information like they always do. But here is the entire spec rundown of what runs under the skin of the XEV9E. So, two battery pack options, a 59 kilowatt hour battery pack with MIDC range of 542, but Mahindra claims the real world range is somewhere around 400 kilometers. Coming to the 79 kilowatt hour battery pack, you get 656 kilometers of MIDC range, but Mahindra claims the real world range is somewhere around 500 kilometers. Coming to horsepower output, the 59 kilowatt hour battery pack gets 231 horsepower, while the 79 kilowatt hour battery pack makes 285 horsepower. Both get 380 Newton meters of torque. And lastly, coming to price, the 59 kilowatt hour battery pack XEV9E Pack 2 costs rupees 24.90 lakh, while the 79 kilowatt hour battery pack Pack 2 variant costs rupees 26.50 lakh. And if you're in Maharashtra, and of course everywhere else wherever you do get subsidy, that also gets subtracted from the price that the manufacturer offers. So that was a quick download of the XEV9E Pack 2. Now BE6. Okay, so you've seen the XEV9E and now this is the BE6E Pack 2. This car has a lot more changes, rather like the XEV9E which had no visual changes. This car has distinctive or rather prominent changes. The biggest change you'd see is the DRL. You'd on the BE6, the normal BE6, you'd have these sort of claw-like LED DRLs, the flagship pack that we've seen on the road. This one just gets those conventional two lines on the front, so one here and one there. That's the larger change. If we move to the back, actually, I can show you guys better. Even the flagship variant, when you switch the car on, you have this sort of light bar situation going on at the back. That's not there anymore. So you have two of those tail lamps and one that flashes right here when you press the brake. So that's the large amount of differences. One more actually large change is the wheel. So you still have a 19-inch wheel, but instead of those alloys that you see on the flagship variant, you now get these hubcaps with steel wheels on the inside. I don't think that's a big bummer, considering you still get that wheel, or rather the tire that Mahindra has specifically developed for their born electric vehicles or their electric vehicles, with the foam on the inside to reduce NVH and all of that wizardry. So yeah, that's the large amount of visual changes, but apart from that, you get, personally, I adore the BE6. I find it to be possibly one of the best looking Indian made cars on sale in the country. So you have this sort of S-duct going on. Don't kill me for that, Ferrari. But yeah, you have this going on, that entire sporty coupe SUV like silhouette that it has, that wing at the back, the crazy aero elements that you see all over the car. All of that is still going to be standard, including a few colors as well. But yeah, that's the only amount of visual changes that you have. Now let's quickly get on the inside to see what's changed there. I've always found the BE6 to be slightly more tighter in terms of space as compared to the XEV9E. But yeah, it is a smaller car dimensionally, so you can't really say a lot here. But yeah, on the inside, the large change, this seat that I'm sitting on, if you can point right here, this is entirely manually adjustable. There is no amount of electric adjust to it. It's not that big of a bummer actually, but yeah, at that price point that this car is, I really feel that should have still stayed on the Pack 2. They could have done away with it on the Pack 1. But apart from that, most of the features remain the same. So the 12.3-inch panoramic display that we all know about, that is still going to be standard. The seats, they're standard. Now, this combination that you're seeing is something you must have seen on the XEV9E by now. This is standard on the BE6, like I told you guys earlier. The entire aero-like cabin, that futuristic cabin that we know of, is still identical. One more change is, Ben, if you can come closer, like the XEV9E, the roof, that entire pane, the glass roof, that does not get those LED lights or whatever that they put in the sunroof, that you do not get, or rather the fixed roof, you don't get that in the Pack 2. Both of the cars, they do not get it. Is that a bummer? Not really. It's like, I find it to be a little gimmicky, but it's cool to have for sure. But is that like a necessity? Not really, and that's what Mahindra has gone for, right? With these cars, with the Pack 2 variants, it's sort of like the best of all worlds. So you skim out on some of the features while you get most of the features that are going to be useful to you. So that sort of makes this like a great purchase, and I would rather go for something like this if I had to personally get one. But yeah, definitely I'd go for the alloy wheels over this for sure. I like the alloy wheels, the way they look, or rather I just swap them for something else. But apart from that, that pilot-like cabin, that driving position, everything is the same, exactly the same. I'm going to try and sit in the back, but I know for the fact that I won't fit, especially with my driving position. I've tried it, but I'm still going to do it again. Okay, yeah, ow. Okay, getting in the BE6 for me has always been sort of a task. But yeah, I still have decent amount of leg room at the back, especially where my feet don't really go under that because the seat sort of shoves into my shoe. But I can sit at the back, not very comfortably because my head sort of starts to hit this, and if you go over something and it's gonna hit, I know for a fact. But apart from that, for short stints and stuff, yeah, this seat is great. I have leg room. I have to really pull my legs behind, but there's no under thigh support. I've had this complaint with the BE6 earlier also, but I believe that when I'm in this car, I'm gonna be driving it. I'm definitely not gonna be in the back seat because that driving position is so nice. I really like it. And yeah, you have these GT3 RS like pull tabs to sort of open the doors as well. So I'm just going to open it and go back out on the first row. So what Mahindra has said is that the speaker system that we've seen on their flagship variants, that cool speaker system, is going to remain in the XEV9E and the BE6 on the Pack 2 as well. And there's something really cool. You must have seen it as a reel on our Instagram by now because I've just posted it. But if I go into settings now, where is the settings? Yeah. If I go into audio settings, there's this thing known as sound experiences, and I'm just going to keep the mic very close to like a speaker to make you understand this. And this has something known as sound experiences. So if I click into it, you have 3 or 4 options. So this is the Wembley Stadium, that's the Royal Opera House, that's the Boston Hall. So the entire audio system sort of mimics the fact of you being in one of this. Like I'm going to clap to give you a reference to context. This is stuck at Wembley Stadium now. So if I just leave the mic there, so you know this, it sort of claps back, it creates this echo. I'm just going to quickly move to Royal Opera House. Since the Royal Opera House is smaller, much smaller as compared to Wembley Stadium, the clap that comes back is relatively smaller. And I'm lastly going to go into Boston Symphony Hall, which is huge. If you actually see pictures of it, go Google it. The hall is massive. Now I'm going to clap and you'll see like a prominent difference. You see that? That's super, super cool. I mean, I have not experienced that in any other car apart from this. When I experienced it for the first time, my mind was blown. So yes, Mahindra, very, very cool stuff going on in the car. Now I'm going to quickly get out and tell you what this car actually packs. BE6 Pack 2, I'm going to get my phone out again because, yes, information. Power and torque figures remain identical to the XEV9E. So you have 2 states of tune. One is for a 59 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is 231 horsepower, while the 79 kilowatt hour battery pack makes 285 horsepower. Both of them get 380 Newton meters of torque. Coming to the range figure, the 59 kilowatt hour battery pack on the BE6 gives you somewhere around 557 kilometers of ARAI certified range, while the 79 kilowatt hour battery pack gives you 683 kilometers of ARAI certified range. Lastly, I'm going to come to price. But before I actually come to price, I've missed on one thing, which is, as I said earlier, the ADAS on these cars is still level 2, but like the XEV9E, this also gets the same ADAS suite that you get on Mahindra's ICE SUVs, so like the Thar ROXX, the XUV700 and the Scorpio N. That's the ADAS suite that this gets. It skims on a few features. I have rightly said in the past also, in terms of, rather my opinion of ADAS is, it is necessary to have, or it is crucial to be a part of the car's safety quotient, because more added safety definitely means better. But the only feature that is very important, or rather is the most useful, is adaptive cruise control. And lastly, we come to pricing. The BE6 59 kWh battery pack, pack 2, is priced at rupees 21.90 lakh, while the 79 kWh battery pack, which is new by the way, this is the first time the BE6 is going to get the 79 kWh battery pack, is priced at rupees 23.50 lakh. So that was the BE6 and the XEV9E pack 2. You tell us in the comments which of the variants you would get. For me, honestly, the BE6 pack 2 makes a lot of sense. I just swap the wheels out, and that too purely because I want to do it. Apart from that, I get all of the features that I feel are crucial to the car. You tell me in the comments what you feel about it, and of course you can head to our social media to see a few more stories, few more reels, and also we're going to tell you on social media what you actually need to earn every month in order to buy one of these cars. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the comments and subscribe to PowerDrift, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.